This is a bit dystopian.
Yeah.
A lot of red tourism these days. Can you explain what red tourism is?
Commie tourism.
Yeah, well, what is it though? Like, what do people do?
Well, there's this weird situation in China where the bad old days of communism, and they were bad old days. China saw some of the most horrendous strife, starvation, struggle underneath the leadership of Mao Zedong and his great leap backwards in cultural devolution, which literally killed tens of millions of people. Some people estimate up to 80 million people died of starvation.
In modern times.
Yeah, I'm talking in the 70s and the 60s, like in a lot of people's lifetimes.
Yeah.
Okay, very recent. Anyway, so many people died. There was a terrible situation where a lot of the young people were brainwashed into running around and ratting out their teachers and parents and
getting their grandparents killed.
Yeah, intellectuals and teachers were mobbed and stoned to death.
But in China.
It was a terrible, terrible time. But the Chinese Communist Party has been so successful in taking credit for everything in China. Like, oh, look, foreigners invested and helped build the economy, but they don't say that. They're like, look, the Chinese government made all this money appear out of nothing, and people are buying it. Anyway, there's this like almost fantastical fantasy idea of this communist era where people were running around and, murdering their teachers and stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay. And they've brought it back, and it's been in very recent years where you see those same kind of artworks and propaganda from the Cultural Revolution and the Great Leap Forward, as they called it, that kind of era are popping up again. Mm-hmm. And they're like worshipping the people, the architects of that, worshipping the people that were involved in that, and worshipping everything surrounding it. And so people go on these tours to these like locations where there was a Communist Party meeting, for instance. So Mao Zedong sat around in a room swilling tea and, farting all day. People go there and they're like, wow, this is so, and they make a pilgrimage as if they're going to a holy religious site like Mecca or something.
Yep.
And so this is what you do when you go to these sites. Something to do with the Communist Party happened here. Who knows? Mao Zedong blew his nose on the ground there or something, or one of his generals tripped and fell over and his toenail got stuck in a rock. So you want to go see it. And what they'll do is they'll line up, like you see here, these very patriotic young people who have no idea what's going on. And let's see what they have to do.
我是来自4年级D班的红领巾讲解员易希月，很高兴能带来今天的故事。
叔叔阿姨们好，我是来自4年级1班的红领巾讲解员陈诗怡，广元地区的第一个党支部和县委，1929年东方辉煌的篇章。土地革命战争时期，中国共产党领导的中国工农红军第4方面军大力开展军事训练，总结作战经验和恢复彭阳学校等重要决定。这次会议
Anyway, I think you get the idea. It's pretty sinister.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're literally employing children to go be patriotic and explain the history of the Gongchan, the
Yes.
Communist Party.
I know, it's awful. It's like you may as well have an android standing there.
Yeah.
It's
It's pretty messed up.
That's
Never mind all the evils that
Yeah.
government, the atrocities they committed. Anyway.
something that most people need to understand is that this is the current generation, how they're being educated.
Yep.
Okay. And this is what China's producing right now.
Things have changed.
Is this feverish nationalism.
Yes.
Okay.
There was a little bit of that, like in our generation, like our wives' generation.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like started filtering out, and this made a mad resurgence.
It's come back so hard now.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing anyone that was born in the 90s and the 2000s, probably the late 90s onwards, has kind of been subject to this sort of awful education. Somebody did a fantastic compilation, which we messed with a bit, but did a fantastic compilation of the propaganda that China has against America. So, China always portrays America as this evil, imperial force and this like very powerful demon.
They can't stop making us look amazing.
Yeah, and that's
like
so
get ready, by the way.
Yeah.
If you're American, and well, if you're you're supportive of the American dream or the American ideals or democracy in general, get ready to get super pumped.
Yeah.
Because China just can't help make us look amazing.
Yeah, let's take a look. How does China make America look? Let's look.
这次会议
I don't know
Yeah.
about you. I'm not even a super I'm a little patriotic. I believe
Yeah.
in American ideals. But I will say after the Chinese propaganda,
I wanna be
been
on that
hitting me,
team.
I want to be on that team, bro. Even if I was on the fence, I'm on that team.
Yeah.
That team's going to win.
Wait, second and third worlds, I'm coming to rule you.
How sick is that?
Yeah,
that's sick.
Yeah, it's like a
Bro.
real badass. Like, where is it? All shall bow before my despotic prestige and
Hell
power.
Yeah, dude. I'm Team USA
Yeah,
all day
it's
now.
ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
all of that is
Yeah.
from these weird propaganda things that are on Bilibili. And they, like, the Chinese government's making these animations and paying. I had this idea.
Yeah,
You know,
what's
like,
that?
don your tinfoil hat real quick.
Okay.
You know that picture? Can you go to that picture of, like, the shark? Or, like, one of the mecha?
Oh yeah, the alien mech. Where was that? Oh, that's a little bit back. We'll get there. Yeah, there
Yeah,
it was.
like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like that was commissioned by the Chinese government to like a nationalist to use in propaganda, right? To make America look sick. Like this is the industrial war complex and it's
Well, I mean, it's a little out of date. F-14s have been out of service since
Sure.
the 90s. But
either way, like you look at that and I'm almost convinced that they commissioned somebody that was actually in like a psyop against China because they can't stop pumping out such based, amazing, beautiful imagery of America. You know, like incredible propaganda that makes America look daunting. You wouldn't want to face that.
No.
You know, like the shark and like
Oh yeah, the shark jumping to like catch what was it, Meng Wanzhou?
yeah, like the Princess Meng. By
Yeah,
the way,
well-
who had nothing to do with the Chinese government, right?
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
like Biden on the Game of Thrones chair.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you
The American Eagles Thanos or whatever.
can't stop making us look amazing.
Yeah, it's
and that's why I
ridiculous.
think it's like a psyop on the other side that like have infiltrated. You
Yeah,
know?
probably.